Well, my apologies to the folks at home. It would appear my MacBook gave up on the whole streaming thing. I think we're back. This is a long drive from Blake Kerrigan. It will go foul down the third base line. We're unsure if the live stream will stay with us. There's a good chance I lose us all here again. But for the moment, we are doing okay. It is a 2-2 count on Blake Kerrigan, runner in scoring position, and C.J. Margraf second. Kerrigan will take ball 3 high. And the 3-2, oh, good lord, fouls it right back to me, and it's not like I used to be an umpire or anything. Scared the life out of me. Maybe when this live stream fails here again, it's good for all the folks at home. And we go back to the 3-2 count on Kerrigan. No, we don't. Barnes decides to step off and prolong this horrific start to a live stream. As we get the 3-2 pitch and more screams from Zach Chevalier. Ball 4 is low, and we'll move Kerrigan over to first. Got first and second, one out. Derek Fleming is up to bat. For the folks playing along at home, this is what we call the infield fly situation, so we'll be on the lookout for that. As Fleming lines to left field, be caught easily by Roden. Kerrigan looks to have gotten quite the jump onto second. I ran out of things to say. This will bring up the 5-spot DH, Lincoln Pate, who will take a similar first pitch swing approach that Mr. Fleming did, and it will result in the same thing but to the center fielder. Everybody's tied at 0 after 1. We might be back for the second here on the Tigers Broadcast Network. And we're back. And we're back for the top of second. Orther still pitching, and leading off for the Panthers is number 30, the second baseman, Jared Lammers. What a fun name Lammers is. It is sprinkling. You're definitely not going to be able to see it on camera because I can barely see it in person. But there is a light drizzle going on right now. We'll see how that affects play. The pitch from Orther swung on immediately by Lammers. Tracking it down in center's Blake Kerrigan. He'll have no trouble getting out number 1 for the Tigers.
Careful.
This will bring up number 34, Tucker Veldhouse. He'll serve as a designated hitter.
Just a bit outside. He tried a corner, missed on that.
And that is the voice of a person not to be named who shares the space up in the booth with me today. We're very fortunate to have such a person with us. As we come to the second pitch of the at-bat, that one's just a bit inside for ball 2. Henry Bradley is in the bullpen as we get pitch number 3, which is in the dirt for ball 3. And strike 1 on Veldhouse brings the 3-1 count. Fortunately, that pitch is outside. It brings up ball 4. And the batter, number 26, Mason Schneider. First pitch is going to be inside on Schneider. This one's fouled off Schneider himself. He'll take a moment to recoup as we get ready for the 1-1 pitch. Arthur will throw over to Veldhouse, who took a healthy lead for a DH, and he'll pay for it. Unless he won't. And we're having the age-old balk argument currently. It is a tricky one, and I won't stand here and pretend to understand the rule, so you can just watch for your own enjoyment as I now get this. Bradley, stop it. After the debacle, it's the 1-1 pitch on Schneider. On a good-looking pitch to me, the man in blue agreed. It'll be 1-2 on Schneider. Pitch 4's fouled off. The 1-2 from Arthur. That one was low. Brings 2-2. The pitch. The second backwards K for Mr. Drew Arthur as we go to the bottom of the second here on the Tigers Broadcast Network. And we're back now for a bottom of 2. Adam Lake, the left fielder, will lead off for the Tigers. And the first pitch to Lake will be a ball. I believe that is the third at-bat from Barnes to start with a pitch, frankly, not even close to the zone. Something surely that can be worked on. Well, apologies once again. We should be back. Although I hate to do it, I am going to get rid of this score bug and see if that stops the quitting of the stream. So give me just a second to do that. Currently at bat is Dylan Hacker. He's got a 1-0 count on him. Not much happened while I was gone. It's 1-1. Hacker will line it foul down the third base side, making it 1-2. The 1-2 on Hacker is in the dirt. Brings 2-2. Swung on and missed by Hacker. Bring 2 outs, and the catcher, Brent Pigman, up to bat. First pitch to Pigman. Foul back towards us. I flinched less than I did the first time. If you were one of the people not listening to the first failed stream. Brings 0-1 to Piggy. While I was complaining about my personal streaming setup, Pigman took ball 1 high. As the drizzle returns, we get a ball just a little bit outside, bringing it to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch results in a foul tip. In other words, a strike. It'll be 2-2 with 2 outs on Pigman. And unfortunately, shouts from the dugout from Zachary Chevalier do not make us stop taking a third strike, as that will result in the end of the second inning. We'll be back, perhaps with the third, on the Tigers Broadcast Network. Swing and a miss off the first pitch. Sorry, I was doing some game-changery things and was a little bit late in switching over for the third. No problem. Orther's taking care of business as we get strike two. Fouled away. Pitch number 3 will be ball number 1 on Waddell, the third baseman. Waddell, a popular name up here at the Dave. Everybody remembers Luke Waddell, now playing for the Braves' AAA affiliate. I believe they're called the Gwinnett Stripers. I believe he also got some spring training time this year. Best of luck to Mr. Waddell. 2-2 for Orther. This one's lined to Blake Hatfield. He'll scoop it up, throw it over to Fleming for the 4-1 out to start the third. The first pitch from Orther to the batter number 20 will get through the gap, and that's good for a single. First pitch to batter number 7. He was bunting, and it looks like he was hit, and he'll head over to first. Back to the top of the order. He has one away, runners on first and second. Orther becomes set. The pitch from him. Another line drive right through the gap. Tried to get an out over there at third. Luckily did not come back to bite the Tigers. It'll now be bases loaded with Chumley up to bat. Here's Mason Chumley, the right fielder. He'll take strike one. He didn't look pleased about that. And he's got one away. Ducks on the pond. The pitch over to Hack at third. He'll step on it and throw it over to first for the double play. Get the Tigers out of the inning. Heads up defense out of that Mr. Dylan Hacker over there on third. We'll be back for the bottom of third momentarily on the Tigers Broadcast Network. We're back. It's bottom of 3. Mr. Blake Hatfield will lead the Tigers. There was a pitching change for the Panthers. We now have the righty Dylan Peliki passing the pill for the Panthers. A lot of P sounds to start bottom of 3. Peliki takes the mound from the windup. His pitch will be low to start Hatfield's at bat. Pitch number 2, Hatfield will drive up the middle. Shortstop's able to take care of it. Will be out number 1. Brings up top of the order in the right fielder, C.J. Margraf. First pitch to Margraf is low. Second pitch is a called strike in the outside corner. Brings 1-1 and screams from Chevalier. This is lined into the gap in left center. Will be a single for Margraf. Brings up Brady Stidham. Here's Brady Stidham. Had a sacrifice bunt to move C.J. Margraf his last at bat. And his first pitch is a ball high. And the pitch. Stidham will fly this ball out to center field. It will be caught, and Margraf will return to first. We've got 2 outs, and this will bring up the center fielder, Blake Kerrigan. First pitch to Kerrigan is a called strike. And they thought Margraf was going to steal. He did not. Words of encouragement can be heard once again from Mr. Chevalier. Peliki from the stretch delivers, and it'll be a ball 1. The 1-1 to Kerrigan is low and away. Brings 2-1 on him. One is a monster foul ball. Brings up 2-2. They'll throw over to first to try and catch Margraf. No contest, though. They'll throw it back over to Peliki, and he'll try the 2-2 on Kerrigan. The pitch. Accidentally fouled off, and don't take that lightly. That was truly accidentally fouled off. It looked like that ball did not want to be hit, and unfortunately it was, but nothing hurt. Still 2-2. Oh my goodness gracious, Chevy. That one's ripped over to the third baseman. Hard hit ball would be good for what I'm going to call a hit for Blake Kerrigan. This will bring up the No, it won't. It'll bring up the first baseman, Derek Fleming. He's got runners on first and second, but 2 away. If I had my fancy graphic, you'd know that, but it's not working right now. Peliki from the stretch delivers, chucks the ball right into the ground. Kind of looked like my swing with an iron. Took quite the divot out of the dirt circle there at home. Brings 1-0 on Fleming. This one softly hit to Peliki. He'll run it over to first, and that will be the end of the third. That will strand 2 runners for the Tigers, making 4 total stranded on the day. We'll be back on the Tigers Broadcast Network for the top of 4. It's top of the 4. We have a pitching change for the Tigers. It'll bring in Henry Bradley, who last pitched, I believe, at our scrimmage in Fairfield. He had the start for us. He'll face the left fielder, Eli Roden of Elder. And the first pitch from Bradley is a strike on the inside corner. Really nice pitch with some good velocity behind it. Strong fastball. Pitch number 2 is a ball. Be 1-1 on Roden. Pitch number 3 was close, but it'll go down in the book as ball number 2. And pitch 4 is also inside. Brings 3-1. This is the time where got to focus up and throw one over the plate. Oh, which is what I thought Bradley did. Appears that pitch might have been a little high. Jared Lammers now up to bat for the Panthers. That pitch, or that ball, was lined straight into the sky. Brady Stidham over at short was showing a fake throwing motion that might have deked out the runner a little bit, but Blake Hatfield will control. And Pigman will throw out Roden, trying to steal second. Be the second out of the inning. After steal, it's 1-1 on Veldhouse, the designated hitter. Swing and a miss. Brings 1-2. 1 out away from the end of the top of 4. That one's lined to Stidham at short. He'll throw over to Fleming and end the top of 4. Good to know that everything sounds okay in Mexico. Hopefully you're having a wonderful time as we pause in the middle of 4 here on the Tigers Broadcast Network.
didn't.
All right, we are back. Lincoln Pape leads it off for the Tigers. There was a pitching change as well. We now have the righty Carson Smith throwing for Elder. First pitch to Pape. Belted to right. Unfortunately, not enough belt on it. Taken in by the right fielder, Chumley. Brings up Adam Lake, the left fielder. First pitch to him. It appears to be inside for a ball one. And called strike number one. Brings the count to 1-1. This one's lined up the middle, and it's good for an Adam Lake base hit. Get things started here for the Tigers. Brings up the third baseman, Dylan Hacker. And the first pitch to Hacker is imminent. There it is. Ball just outside. That one's fouled away. Brings 1-1 on Hacker. One and one here on Hacker. That'll be a called strike on the outside corner. And that pitch found some dirt. Unfortunately for us, won't result in any leads. Had a good block by the catcher, Sandhaus. Brings 2-2 to Hacker. That one hit hard to short. Will result, however, in a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. We'll be back for the top of 5 here on Tigers Broadcast Network. And we're back. It's the top of the fifth. Number 26, the second baseman Mason Schneider is up to bat. Bradley is still the pitcher for the Tigers. His first pitch is a ball low. Also, it appears that Luke Zicka is catching for the Tigers. I'll let you know if any other substitutions I catch. That ball was belted to right field. C.J. Margraf had to go on quite the run to catch it down. Will only result in a double for Mason Schneider. This will bring up the third baseman, Roger Waddell. Bradley fires. Waddell shows bunt. The only place he did bunt it to was the back screen. It'll be 0-1 on Waddell. The pitch from Bradley. Waddell shows bunt once again. That one appeared to be low and will likely be ball one. Be 1-1 here on Waddell. Pitch from Bradley. He shows bunt once again. This time he's got a called strike charged to him. Be 1-2 on Waddell. Bradley tries to pick off at second. Unfortunately, the errant throw is going to allow Schneider to move forward. He'll take a second to reset for the 1-2 count. The pitch from Bradley appears to be low. Good block from Luke Zicka. Able to put up a defense to that ball. Other substitutions, it appears to me that Nathan Ryan is over at third. As that one's fouled off. It also appears to me that, let's see, Rylan Litchfield is at second in place of Blake Hatfield. That one he did not offer on. He did not, and it'll be a ball outside. It's a full count. It might even be the first full count of today. The payoff pitch doesn't quite make it. Perhaps a little bit high, but certainly close indeed, as my brother pointed out. This brings up the pitcher, Carson Smith. He is 1 for 1 on the day. He singled on a line drive to Adam Lake earlier, and he's back up for a second stab at it. The pitch. This one is fouled out of play. The 0-1 from Bradley appears to be low. And Waddell will advance to second on the pitch. It'll be 1-1 on Smith at the plate. The pitch. This one smacked to left center. It will find the ground, and that will score 2 for Elder quite handsomely off of a double from Carson Smith. Score is now 2-0. Elder Panthers in the lead. We've got a runner on second. Nobody out. And like I said earlier, it is now 2-0 Panthers. Brings up the catcher. His name is Cooper Sandhouse. He shows bunt, executes one. Pape goes for it. Fires over to first. And that will go down as a sacrifice for Cooper in the book. Another one of those substitutions I didn't mention. Lincoln Pape is now playing first instead of Derek Fleming. As the first pitch to the leadoff batter, Jaden Walpole, is a called strike down Broadway. Ball one is way outside. Luke Zicka takes control. It'll be 1-1 with a runner on third. The pitch, swing and a miss from Walpole. Now 1-2. The 1-2 fouled away. This has been the most offensively significant offensively significant inning of the game. No runs had been scored up until that double earlier in the inning. Ryan holds him at third, although an errant throw will allow Walpole to stay at first, and that will score another run for the Panthers, making it 3-0 Elder. And as I'm putting things into the book, Coach Roy Wimmers for the Tigers will step out to the mound for a quick visit with Henry Bradley in the infield. After the brief reprieve from baseball, we're back. And the pitch to Walpole is a called strike. Bradley checks the runner over at first. No dice. Brings the 0-1. That second pitch is a ball off the outside corner. 1-1. It was a called strike on the pitch. It looked to me like a good throw down to second from Zika, but wasn't able to be held on to, and it will advance the runner to third. Swing and a miss on Walpole gives us our second out. And it brings up the right fielder, Mason Chumley. The pitch. Ball. Low and out. And ball 2 on Chumley. My brother has noted that the third base coach for Elder has become distressed with the batter Mason Chumley. It appears to him that he's missed a sign, and he's become very angry over there, something to keep our eyes on for the middle of the inning. And that's called strike number 2, right there on the outside corner. Brings 2-2 here on Chumley. The pitch from Bradley. Strike 3, it's in the dirt, but they'll pass it over to Lincoln Pape, and that's the third out of the top of the 5th. Panthers score 3, making it 3-0 Elder as we head to the bottom of 5 here on the Tigers Broadcast Network. And the first batter here for the Tigers in the bottom of 5 is the catcher, Luke Zika. This is our first preseason appearance from Luke Zika. Just recently cleared to be back on the field. We're very lucky to have him back as he fouls back ball number 1. Pitch 2 is a swing and a miss. B02. That one's fouled back right at me. Count will stay the same, however. The pitch appears to be a ball inside. Brings 1 and 2 on Zika. That one was inside as well. Be 2 and 2 on Zika. Zika lines it back up the middle. Shortstop can't quite grab a hold of it. And it'll go down as an E6 in the book. But we do have a runner on first for the Tigers. Ryland Litchfield gets his first at-bat of the day against the pitcher of the same name, Ryan Smith. This one's fouled away. Pitch appears to be inside, will get away from the catcher, and Zika is able to advance to second on the wild pitch. Correction, that'll be a passed ball. Zika will advance on. It's 1-1 on Litchfield. The pitch is ball low. I'm going to see if I can try and add... I might add a very rough score bug here, if that would be helpful to the folks at home. I know it's frustrating to not have one, but it's the cards I've been dealt. That'll be ball 3 high. 3-1 on Litchfield. Litchfield fouls that one out of play and brings the count to 3-2. It's a 3-2 count. The payoff pitch is inside. Good for a base on balls for Ryland Litchfield. And brings up the right fielder, C.J. Margraf. None out, runners on first and second. Margraf gets ready to receive the pitch from Smith as he lines it down past the first baseman. Zick is sent around to third to home. He'll be safe there. That's an RBI single for C.J. Margraf. To keep the momentum going is Brady Stidham. He's got runners on first and third. Although you can't see Litchfield in frame right now. He is over there. The pitch. This one's up. Shortstop's right under it. He'll catch that. It's good for out number 1.
Come on, Blake.
With one out, runners on the corners. Here is center fielder Blake Kerrigan. Kerrigan's 1 for 1 on the day. Singled on a hard ground ball to the third baseman. He'll take strike 1. Margraf makes it to second. Interestingly enough, the throw would have been in time to retire Margraf. That decision was cut short by the second baseman. A look of bewilderment on the catcher Sandhaus's face at him not getting that caught stealing. But nonetheless, the 1-1 pitch on Kerrigan appears to be strike 2. 1-2 on the batter. And the pitch results in a foul tip out. Give 2 away with the 4 batter, Derek Fleming, up. And this was belted to left field. It just keeps going. Bounces, I'd say, what was about maybe a foot short of that yellow line to hop over that fence as Fleming motions to the area it hit. That'll be a double for him, scoring 2, tying this game at 3 here in the 5th. Gavin Joyner now up. He'll take the first pitch for strike 1. That hit from Fleming just kept going and going and going. The thwack that ball made when it departed from the end of his bat was truly something. Looking forward to seeing more of his hitting throughout the rest of the season. And it's 1-1 here on Joyner, who will, I believe, now serve as the new DH in the lineup. And he'll take a low ball, too. It's now 2-1. And the pitch from Smith, low once again. The old hitter's count on Joyner, it's 3-1. And the pitch here from lefty Smith. It'll be called for strike 2. And we're back to a full count. And we have the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. And that will end the inning. Very productive bottom of 5 for the Tigers. They match the Panthers' 3 scored earlier, as we've seen the most offense of the entire day. 50 minutes into it, as we head to the top of 6 on the Tigers Broadcast Network. Welcome to the top of the 6th. Henry Bradley still pitching for the Tigers. Jared Lammers, you just saw, took ball 1 on the outside corner. Pitch number 2 is a called strike, which fooled my brother running the scoreboard. He'd already gone and thrown ball 2 up there. It is 1-1. And beautiful off speed, looked like a curve. Slips into the zone for strike 2, be 1-2. Swing and a miss from the first baseman, Jared Lammers. Out number 1 in the inning for Bradley. We'll bring up someone we've not seen yet today from the Panthers, number 9, Ryan Reisenbeck. Reisenbeck will take the first called strike. Quite the frame from Luke Zicka. From where I was hitting, the pitch looked slightly outside. Zicka made it look right there in the zone. That next pitch, can't do much about. That one found the dirt pretty handedly. It'll be 1-1 on Reisenbeck. Bradley delivers. Another called strike right down the middle. Brings 1-2 on Reisenbeck. And that one's on the outside corner. Oh, I called that strike 3 on Game Changer. That's not quite correct. We've been in the air, and it's now 2-2. We have the pitch. Looks to be a little bit high. Brings a full count. Bradley, it brings a full count. There we go. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. 2 down for Bradley. And it should bring up the second baseman. Nope. And it's number 14. His name is Dylan Wallenweber, but that will hold on. Coach Ryan Terry has come out to the mound. And coming in to replace Henry Bradley is Will Berkey. It's the first showing from Will Berkey we've seen all season. I'll quit talking while he gets warmed up. And position players have gone back to their spots as Bertkey's down to his last 2 warm-up pitches. Comes into a pretty nice situation. He's got 2 outs and nobody on. And we will be seeing the first showing of Dylan Wallenweber for the Panthers. And the first pitch from Bertkey is swung on by Wallenweber, and that'll find the gap. Looks like it'll be a double for their second baseman. This brings up third baseman Mason Schneider. Bertkey delivers. It's swung on and hit foul. The 0-1 from Bertkey. That one's low.
Good shape.
Blocked well by Zika. Now 1-1. That one had quite the sound off the bat. However, easily retired by Blake Kerrigan in center field. Panthers won't score any in the top of 6, but the Tigers need to go to work. It's 3-3 as we head to bottom of 6. Tigers Broadcast Network. And Tigers baseball resumes. It appears Brody Miller will be the leadoff man in the bottom of 6. And a new pitcher for the Panthers, Tyler Yezel, number 21, delivers on a pitch inside. Be 1-0. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Now be 1-1 on Miller. Miller smacks it over towards the second baseman. He's not able to stay in front of it, and that'll be good for a single. Start off the bottom of the 6th. Now up for the Tigers is Nathan Ryan, his first at-bat of the day. And the first pitch will be a swing and a miss. Ryan shows bunt. Unable to get it. But it looks like Miller is able to steal second. The count is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Ryan.
Yes, sir.
That's hit to left center. Left fielder is able to get under it and make the play. And it will be 1 out here in the bottom of 6. Now up for his second at bat of the day is the catcher, Luke Zicka. That one's low and away. Brings ball 1. The 1-0 pitch to Zicka is popped up over towards the first baseman. He's able to get under it, make the catch. There's now 2 away, and bringing up the 9-hole, Ryland Litchfield. First pitch to Litchfield. Is a ball high. Called strike on the outside corner, makes it 1-1. Pitch number 3 is very much inside. Will make the count 2-1. Strike 2 called. It's now 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner on second. The pitch from Yeasel is fouled away by Litchfield. The 2-2 pitch once again. Swung on and missed. Tigers won't score any, but will strand one as we move to the top of 7 on the Tigers Broadcast Network. Berkey will retain the pitching spot to start the top of 7 as the pitcher Dylan Pilecki, or previous pitcher Dylan Pilecki, digs in, lines it over to third to Ryan, throws over to Fleming. Good for a 5-3 putout to start the inning. Brings up Carson Smith. Smith 2 for 2 on the day. Both to the left field. He'll swing and miss on the first pitch from Berkey. The 0-1 fouled away by Carson Smith. I just noticed this. Berkey is only wearing a sleeve on his pitching arm. I believe that was the precedent set, that we only want sleeves on the pitching arm. Is that right, Bradley?
Correct.
The one-sleeved bandit throws, and that pitch is outside. They'll bring 1 and 2 on the batter, Carson Smith. For those of you that are not in the wonderful weather of Loveland, Ohio, it is chilly. As ball 4 is a little bit, or excuse me, ball 2 is a little low. It is probably about 40 degrees, and I'm feeling every single one of them. It is chilly here in Loveland, Ohio, and gray. It's more reminiscent of a nice Scottish evening than a Cincinnati afternoon. As I was yapping, Carson Smith fouled off another one. Still 2 and 2. And that one's fouled. I think it might have hit off the batter's head. Helmet, rather.
It has bat twice while he was following through.
Ah. Would appear that the follow-through was what actually gave us the double bounce. Now 2-2 on Smith. And he'll swing and a miss. Out number 2 for Will Bertkey here in the 7th. And this brings up number 10. And it also calls for a visit from Tigers manager Ryan Terry, as we get to see Blake Hatfield take the mound to finish off the game. We'll be right back as we watch him warm up. Hatfield will take the mound in the top of 7. And his first batter he'll face is Bradley Cameron. First pitch is low. Hatfield has 2 away, nobody on. The same scenario Will Bertkey entered in last inning. That's inside and low for ball 2. The pitch. Called strike. This one's lined to Ryland Litchfield at second. Throws it over to Derek Fleming, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 for the Tigers. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, Tigers will need to score 1 to take this one home, and I'm preferring that be the route we go, as I'm cold and hungry, so the quicker we end this thing, the better. We'll be back for the bottom of 7 right after this. Leading off for the Tigers is C.J. Margraf. Margraf is 3 for 3 on the day. Had a line drive to the second baseman, a fly ball to the left fielder, and he singled again on a ground ball to the right fielder. And a called strike, courtesy of the new pitcher for Elder, Dylan Wallen-Weber.
Strike 2 got him. Another very, very good curveball. Breaks nicely into the strike zone.
Margraf hits this one to center field, and folks, that makes him 4 for 4 on the day without any scorekeeper's help. Pretty impressive stuff. Brings up shortstop Brady Stidham. And Stidham digs in. He shows bunt. Doesn't quite get it off, and as that one will go foul. Now 0-1 on Stidham. And that one's a ball. Second and third started running in, expecting Stidham to bunt again, and he never showed it. We'll see if they charge once again. They do, but it doesn't appear that Stidham has any plans on bunting. Although, watch me be wrong.
I think he'll be getting the bunt here.
The 2-1 pitch. He shows bunt. Fouls that one away.
It's almost like I read the sign.
That's right. I forgot you have access to those. And Coach Terry is not visible on screen either. So I can't really see him from the spot where I am standing. The 2-2. Thrown over to Margraf. Unable to get him. And it's a full count on Stidham. The payoff pitch. It was inside, but Stidham does a good job fouling it away. Once again, the payoff pitch. Interrupted by a throw over to first in an attempt to pick off Margraf, which was unsuccessful. The payoff. Curveball that hung right over the middle of the plate. Be a called strike 3. First out. Here in the bottom of 7. Sounds like there was some unruly fans that had some comments about that third strike. Never mind that. It is Blake Kerrigan up to bat.
Safe. He's under it.
C.J. Margraf able to steal second.
That'll be his second stolen base of the day.
To Elder's chagrin, they don't appear to be the happiest bunch of people after that safe call. And I'll admit it was awfully close, but nobody had the better angle than the field umpire as Kerrigan fouls this one away. It's now 1-1. as catcher takes a short visit with Wallenweber. 1-1 on Kerrigan. Pitch.
Another beautiful curveball by the pitcher. He's got a lot of break on it. It's freezing up the batters right now.
It's really got a lot of movement up and down.
Vertically, yeah.
I'd call it more of a 12-6 curve.
There it is again. Wow.
And he's able to get Kerrigan to go for it. This will bring up Derek Fleming. Fleming's 1 for 3 today with a monster double to left field in the 5th. That was responsible for scoring 2 of the 3 for the Tigers.
He'll be swinging big here.
I think so too. The pitch.
Curveball freezes him again. Wow.
That thing really does move quite a lot. A nasty curveball, as the kids would say. It's 0-1. Wallenweber delivers.
Gets the curveball. Pops it up to second base. That'll end the inning.
Now, I'm not sure if we'll keep playing or be finished.
No, we will not play.
We will not continue playing, which, frankly, I'm not unhappy about. Not because I dislike baseball, but because I dislike the cold.
Dylan Hackett's
As you
cold.
can see by the garments being worn by both sides, it's a chilly day out here, even if you're up in the booth like I am. Go over the key plays from today. We just had Derek Fleming up. I'd like to mention his marvelous 2 RBI double, I believe in the 5th inning, as well as C.J. Margraff's RBI single in the same inning, responsible for all 3 of the Tigers' runs today. Pitchers for the Tigers to pitch a combined 7 innings was Henry Bradley, Blake Hatfield, Drew Arthur, and Will Berkey. Tigers threw only 94 pitches with a total of... I'm trying to find strikeouts. I can't find them. With a total of 8 strikeouts, 4 from Bradley, 3 from Arthur, and 1 from Berkey. Overall, as a team, the Tigers hit .286 with 8 hits. Overall, not a poor game from the Tigers. Apologies on my end from the issues with the stream there at the beginning, constantly cutting out and whatnot. Hopefully we'll have things figured out for Saturday. That'll be the first home game of the real regular season against, I believe, it's Breckville Heights. That will be Saturday at 12 o'clock. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and that's all from my end for Tigers Baseball. I'm Ryan Fessler. Thanks for joining, and have a good